Hey guys, I'm S. Dan Wolf. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. I wanted to jump in and show you my first, my first test out city that I've done in Cities Skylines 2 called Zephyrhills. And this is not a recreation of Zephyrhills, Florida. As a matter of fact, this looks nothing like Zephyrhills, Florida, but I just, that's the city I grew up in, and I thought that would be a fun first little city to kind of pay homage to with this new release. So let's just dive right in. One of the things I like most about the kind of like the beginning of the city, and this is where pretty much everything started with the city, is I knew I wanted a waterfront roundabout. And that's kind of what we did here, and I love the style that they did with what they call in the game the Grand Bridge style, kind of sitting right down from the roundabout. I thought that is really, really cool, and I brought the little Chirper Stadium downtown. This kind of just had some mixed apartment buildings with commercial real estate below, but I thought it would just look cool to kind of have the stadium downtown. And of course, I think like a lot of us, we can't wait until the modding community is actually able to start putting stuff, on that Paradox website that they're going to have for mods. And I'm sure some very, very cool stadiums. Some cool stadiums are going to be coming our way. This city is not without its problems. I definitely have some pollution problems. I've got some hearse shortages, but nothing we can't power through and figure out some solutions for. Started developing this island. This island is actually out here. It's one of the main maps you can pick. I can't think of what this one is right off the top of my head, but the only thing I did was kind of raise the mountains a little bit on it. So this is a default island out, that you can pick from the main game. That's another thing I think a lot of us can't wait for, is to when some of you guys get in here and start providing us with some of your custom maps. Oh, the radio's a little loud. Hold up. This has been a... let's turn the radio off. But yeah, that is, I think that's another thing a lot of us are waiting for. You guys getting your hands in and developing us some killer maps. So as you guys can see, the downtown area, kind of what I call the waterfront district, the waterfront area is over here, kind of adjacent right to our basically residential island. I didn't want any really tall towers or big office space out here on the island. I kind of wanted it to stay a little subtle, a little more residential. So that's kind of what we did with that whole area. At one time it did have some tall towers on it, but I just thought it wasn't as aesthetically pleasing, kind of looking out and seeing the towers kind of on both sides of this channel. I think it's almost like it pronounces the downtown area better without large towers over on this side. So this is our Grand Bridge, and it kind of circles right around to Cypress Drive. Shout out to Cypress. She is one of my modders. So we'll be doing some City Skylines live streams coming up. You'll see her usually hanging out with me in the chat. As a matter of fact, on the first live stream we did just about a week ago, we were having some very kind of we could not figure out how to get these bridges, just relentless traffic. And Savannah was like, well, why don't you try, Simply Savannah, another fellow content creator, really good buddy of mine. She's like, why don't you try maybe just a 6-lane bridge over the channel, and they might not all, be fighting for those 2 lanes as much when these people kind of want to come back from the mainland, from their jobs, shopping, etc. And her idea worked out perfect. You can see how nice the bridge actually flows now, and then their little off-ramp takes them right down to their, kind of like their, the main little neighborhood roundabout. So we named this bridge in honor of Savannah for her awesome idea to kind of free up some of that traffic. And then Claire really helped out. We've got Claire Street down here, and she helped out with some pedestrian like pedestrian suggestions and how to make it to where we don't have so many of them needing to try to come across this bridge, and give the residents here some more kind of like pedestrian only walking paths. So big shout out to my buddy Claire on that, and we really freed up that island. The island was a traffic disaster, and like I said, luckily I did that live stream, and they came in and helped me out. We've got a little bit of an industry over here. We've got the nuclear power plant kind of sitting off by itself. I had some industry all in here, but I thought maybe because I had so much air pollution complaints, I thought maybe let's start a little buffer here. Not necessarily like national forest type buffer, but a woodland area that kind of separates separates the regular main core of the city from the industry side. So I think hopefully this set of woods and having the highway kind of be like a barrier to what is going to be mainly industry, landfill, and of course we've got a little prison out here. So that's kind of the approach I'm taking to this side of the highway. Just thinking of it as industry, no residential over there on that side. And I was even thinking about maybe we could do some mountains and maybe encapsulate the what'll end up essentially being the industry side of the city, and then maybe over here we can expand more, and do some more residential type areas out there. My highway's kind of a mess. One thing, some people on Reddit are saying it's a bug, and some people are saying no, the AI is programmed to have like some reckless decision making. But the only thing about this is see on my main highway here where they come in, I've got an exit ramp that kind of turns into, kind of brings the crowd right down here onto Sheffield Street, which will essentially take them into downtown. But the only problem is right now, I know it looks okay right now, but this right here really gets backed up because people want to, like, it lets them turn across the highway and use this ramp. And no matter if I do a no left turn right here, no U-turn, etc., it doesn't matter. Like, they still come through here and they'll pile up trying to turn on that. So I don't know if that's something that's just going to have to be worked on, or like why that barrier doesn't just keep going, because we wouldn't really want to let, like as far as this highway traffic goes, them just cut across the highway like that. We're going to make them kind of their own little off-ramp. I haven't done it yet, but we're going to make this side its own little off-ramp downtown exit. So I'm not quite sure why it's letting them cut across that major highway artery like that. Okay, here's a good example. It's letting them do it right here as well. And, that should be like totally blocked off. Like if you're up on this way, you should have to continue going until you get to your personal off ramp, So I don't know. You guys have to let me know. Is that a known bug, or is that just kind of something we're going to have to deal with for the time being? Just not 100% sure. We also trying to do a little bit of forward thinking. I've got a passenger train line, should be coming down here soon, but this will essentially be one of the main part of the cities, one of the main stations that will kind of bring you down into this area of the city and all the way up here, which will eventually be neighborhoods, kind of, just kind of standard neighborhoods, not massive city type neighborhoods. This line will run them down into into downtown, into the main city. This guy actually gets booking it. These guys get moving pretty good. But Yeah, so just that's the thing, you know, that's one of the funnest things I think about this game is just the forward thinking. What are you trying to do? What do you envision out there that is eventually going to need access to trains, maybe airport access? You know, it is, and like look right now, this guy's going to have to stop because they're blocking the path. Two semi trucks sitting on the track. So that is kind of what we have going on with that. And if you're wondering, like, you know, why that station is all the way out there, I thought that would be some good forward thinking as far as when things start to develop out that way. You know, you got to think we're at 43,000 citizens right now. Moving over this way, kind of coming over towards your coastline, we've got the cruise ship terminal, and we have like this little peninsula that this actually isn't out here. I kind of terraformed this and built this out just so I figured it would look a little more realistic to kind of have it, you know, kind of jaunting out a little bit away from the mainland with these cruise ships coming in and picking up passengers. And we've got some retail and we have some commercial and all that kind of, and some residential out here on this peninsula kind of supporting the cruise terminal. Then we've got I did a little bit of dev kit tool work out here with the golf course. So we've got an oceanfront golf course over here. And this little valley, this is like almost like a ritzier kind of fancy residential valley location. And, you know, with the golf club and all that out here. So I figured this is like one of the, like, you know, like a fancy type of Payne's Valley out here, if you will. And I think I will continue with some housing, kind of like, you know, branching out here into these little offshoots and these little coves. And I have a country highway out here as well that will, you know, I figure eventually feed some more little coastal towns. But this is your main little metropolis area, and I figure too that this will eventually, the downtown area will grow larger, probably eventually coming and taking over some of these single family homes, and those will kind of be pushed out more into the rural area. And then, you know, I think that could look really cool. I liked leaving this mountain, kind of give it like a, I don't know, it kind of almost gives it like a mix between like a Laguna Beach, Malibu, Rio de Janeiro, you know, just like a morphed island mountain type of vibe. I think it looks really cool with the with like leaving some mountains developed within, you know, kind of like within this footprint over here. So, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to jump in and show you guys just kind of what I've been tooling with the, you know, just since the game's come out. This is my main city. It's really the only one I've worked on. So I'm sure I'll get better as we decide to do more projects. And, you know, too, as this project grows. So yeah, you guys just have to let me know your feedback and let me know what you think about the city so far. And if you think it has a pretty cool layout and what I can improve on. And of course, I am always down for your guys' suggestions and what you think the city needs. Do you think I should incorporate an airport early, maybe kind of over here near the train station? Should the airport be over maybe on the other side of the highway, just with noise and all that? So yeah, just kind of let me know what you're thinking, and I will, I'll jump in and give it a try. And I, like I said, I love hearing your guys' feedback. So anyways, I'm S.Dan Wolf. As always, thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya!